Yeah, hello everybody. A bit of a weird opening this week. I just thought I'd highlight something you might remember in an episode a couple of weeks ago. I mentioned being interviewed by the NPSL. That was actually a real life thing, not an in-game thing. That interview is now up on their website. You can check the link out in the description if you want to learn a bit more about me and why I'm doing this safe. Well, hopefully you know a lot of that already, but you might find out something new about your new favorite content creator. What we're about to do today is the end of season 4. Remember last season we just missed out on promotion, losing out in the playoff final. So have we been able to go better than that this season? Well, we'll find out in a moment. But first, just one more thing. And that one more thing is a pretty significant milestone. We've finally done it, everyone. We've reached 1,000 subscribers. We did actually reach this total about a week ago. I haven't mentioned it in any of the previous videos because they'd actually, I'd been a bit organised for once and they'd been recorded before we hit the milestone. So I just want to take this opportunity to say, in person, a massive thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel so far. But anyway, let's get down to business, Season 4, and we're going to start with the Youth Intake Day. So yes, once again, welcome to the channel. Welcome to another episode of City to the Moon. This is a save in which I'm taking charge of the very real Minneapolis City Soccer Club, but using FM custom ProRel database, this kind of fantasy league system for the US to try and take them up to the top. And just as a reminder, or in case you're not familiar, we are trying to do this using only local talent, so only players who've come through our own youth system or players who we can recruit on free transfers or trials locally. No spending money on transfers, no bringing in players from Brazil or Colombia, unless of course they happen to come through the youth system. We are trying to grow this team with homegrown talent, kind of matching the philosophy of the club itself. Alright, now I've remembered to go full screen, we'll get into the youth intake. Now, this is becoming a bit of a, not really a Groundhog Day, but a Groundhog Youth Intake Day, in that I keep getting this very similar message from Jeremiah Johnson, our head of youth development. He always says, it's very early in their careers, but don't say it too loud, we might have a golden generation. He said this every single season so far, and this is after I get the preview message telling me not to get my hopes up, so I guess it's covering all bases. His recommendation, his featured player for this year is Ramon Garcia, so a winger, can play most naturally on the right, although we'd look to retrain him in a more attacking role, could play on the left as well. So let's have a look at his attributes. Balanced personality, left-footed, so on the right-hand side, get him as an inside forward or inverted winger. Nice. Decent enough crossing for this particular level. I think he lacks a bit of pace. I'd like to get my wingers bombing down that wing a bit faster. So that's something to work on, but he's got at least a decent base with the natural fitness. Determination of 10. That's something we can work with. He's got the work rate as well, so we can expect things from him. Few attributes not so great. His dribbling is not so great. His passing's not so great. So there's work to do with Ramon. Now, I always pick out interesting nationalities and interesting names when it comes to this. So Stefan Thacker. Let's have a look at Thacker. He's a striker. Okay, good. So we'll look for him to be thacking the ball into the back of the net. Finishing of 9. It's, I suppose, for the level. But there's a lot of ones here, isn't there? I mean, okay, it doesn't necessarily need corners and crossing, but long shots would be useful. Well, it's all about what we can work with. Determination, though, is a bit low, isn't it? A 3. He's unambitious, so we'd have to get some heavy mentoring in. He does have teamwork and work rate, so hopefully we can encourage him to put the effort in on the pitch and in training. Natural fitness should help him as well. Strength of 1, though, for a striker. I just picture him getting bundled off the ball far too easily. We've also got Nyoman Widodo, Indonesian, so all the way over from Indonesia just to play for our club in Minneapolis. Another guy with very high natural fitness, But again, we've got the unambitious personality, we've got the determination of one. In general, the mental stats don't look great. There's a bit of flair, and that's it. He can pass the ball at least, but yeah, I think he might have travelled halfway around the world for nothing. Alright, so not the best looking youth intake, if I'm honest. We'll see what we can do with Garcia and Thacker, maybe a couple of the others. But you never know. There might be a surprise or two. Like Evan Brown, when he came through a couple of years ago as a goalkeeper. I didn't have high hopes. There were a couple of attributes that were pretty low. I mean, we can see his first touch is still a 1, but he has developed leaps and bounds. You can see his progress bar here just going up and up and up. He's now being chased by championship clubs. So much like in the UK system, FM Digi made the championship the second highest tier in the land. So he's attracting interest from big places. We've got him down under contract for another year, though. You see here, he's wanted by these teams. These teams are all up there in the championship, and you know, he's playing really well. He's got an average rating so far of 7.09, 20 clean sheets so far this season. So, you know, this was a surprise one I wasn't expecting to be in the first team this quickly. Another lad who's come into his own in the first team this year, Toby Healy. He's learned how to grow a beard, and he's broken into the first team. What a landmark year in his personal growth and development. He's got the high determination, the resolute personality. Technically, there's work to be done. I will admit that. But mentally, I think he's got a good base. He's got a bit of aggression and, as we mentioned, that determination. And yeah, he's proven to be a good addition to the team. 31 starts this season, an average rating of 7.02. We'll be looking to hold on to him going forward. Also, massive development. Look at all those upward arrows across the board, technically covering most mental and physical attributes. Ryan Andrews, all the way from Trinidad and Tobago, came through in our first youth intake, along with Yared Bayane, who of course left us last season. But this guy, oh, he is fantastic. Star player. I've just got him to sign a new contract. He was on an amateur deal, but bearing in mind what happened with Bayane last year when we lost him on a free, I thought we've got to get this guy tied down to a contract. So we did. We've put him on £100 a week for the next $100 a week for the next 2 years. But he has been imperious this season. 34 starts in the league, 3 goals and 15 assists, and an average rating of 7.31. And finally, on this roundup of regens, the main man, Marcelo Santiago. So not technically one who came through in the youth intake. He was in the under-18s when I took over the club. So he was a player generated by the game to kind of fill out the roster. But look at how he's developed now. So finishing is now up to 14. His mental stats are coming along nicely, I think. Poor concentration, but on the pitch he's producing the goods. 32 league appearances this season, 28 goals so far, a 7.21 rating, and this is coming off the back of last season where he scored 44 goals in the league. So he could be, he could be getting to that target once again. Now, before we take too close a look at the league and the league form, this is normally the point where I highlight a North American Football Manager content creator who you may or may not have heard of, someone for you to go and check out. So this week, the person I would like to recommend to you is Sefian FM. Sefian is someone who I've followed and have been in regular contact with, going right back to when I started, like Football Manager 2018, 2019 time. He is a bit of a variety YouTuber, does FM plus other games, but his FM content is always worth a watch. Just his reactions when things go wrong in the game, those are worth the admission fee alone, and the admission fee is free. So go over to Sefian FM's channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and find yourself some new FM content. But for now, let's stick with this FM content. So as you can see, We have made quite a bit of progress since the last episode where we were knocked out in the cup, unfortunately. Around that time, I think we were 4th in the league, but now you see we have established ourselves in first position. We've opened up a bit of a gap on Boston in second place as well. We've got a 5-point gap. We've got an 8-point gap back to third, so we're looking pretty good for at least a promotion. So in the last episode, we unfortunately lost in our debut in the US National Cup to Columbus Academy. We did have a bit of a wobble after that. Tormenta FC, Austin FC Academy, these were the two teams directly above us. At that time, it was a 1-1 draw to Tormenta, which I wasn't too disappointed with, but then we unfortunately lost 3-2 away to Austin Academy, and they were definitely the better team. We did then bounce back. We won every league game we played in October, but you will see there's a defeat there. This is the main embarrassment of my time at Minneapolis so far. So third qualifying round of the US Open Cup against Atlantic County. Atlantic County, if we just bring them up, in the Northern Premier League, so 2 divisions below us, in a regional division as well. We were heavy favourites and we lost on penalties. But that left us with just a league to concentrate on, and that turned out to be good for us. We played Boston, who, were up in the top 5 of the table, and we played them away, beat them 2-1 as part of that winning run. That came to an end in November with a draw at Cal, but then we won another 4 games in a row before a draw against Charlotte FC. But then, look at this, after that, we won 7 games in a row. 7 games in a row until Tormenta, they're aptly named Tormenta, who way back when knocked us out of the cup in our first season, and here we've been unable to beat them this season. 2 draws. But then, after that draw, 3 more wins. So, we're undefeated in the league since that Austin FC Academy game, so we're in really good form. And what's been impressive as well has been the nature of some of our victories. You'll see victories like this one against New Jersey Academy, where it was a frustrating game. They were sitting deep. It was difficult to break down, but we just persisted, and finally, towards the end of the game, 81 minutes on the clock, we got a goal from a corner carry on. A young defender, actually this one regen. I haven't shown you, he's not a regular starter but a rotation option, but he got up for a corner, headed it in and got us the win. We've also had impressive performances defensively. You see here from this Texans-Houston game in mid-November right through to the Southern California game in mid-January. We only conceded 1 goal, and that was in a 6-1 win where we just felt sorry for our opponents, so we let them score 1. So really solid defensive work from us across this run of games either side of December, and including December as well. We did have a bit of a blip in this game against Albertson, a bit of a high-scoring, dramatic game, 5-3 win for us in the end. But then, look, we got all the way through February and the first game of March, again with a run of clean sheets, not conceding a goal. One game of note that I want to point out, this just shows you the resilience in this team this season. We played Oakwood. Oakwood were a few places below us at the time, kind of they're hunting for a playoff spot. They took the lead, and, again, we were unable to find a way back into the game. This was one game this season where Santiago was not playing well, so I made a big call. 80 minutes, I took Santiago off, put Nick Hutton on, moved Nick Hutton out to the left wing, moved Will Kidd to a central position, and he almost immediately got the equaliser. And then look at that. Second goal on 82, completed his hat-trick on 85, so he scored a hat-trick going from first to last goal in under 4 minutes. I mean, that's Robbie Fowler stuff. That is absolutely fantastic, but just shows the kind of resilience we've got in the team this season. Right, so going back to the table, you now see we're in the position 10 games to go. We've got that 8-point cushion ahead of Charlotte FC Academy. We've got the 5-point cushion over Boston. We will be playing some of these guys coming up. We've got a rematch with Austin FC. We've got Boston to play as well. But we're also going to be playing a lot of these teams who are kind of stuck in this no man's land in the middle. They're not going to get into the playoffs. they're probably not going to get relegated. So there's a good chance to post some points to the board. Now we are going to skip forward, and I'm going to come back for a key game. So it might be a game that decides our fate. Do we get promoted or do we go into the playoffs? It might be a game where we're duking it out for the title. We've got a chance to win the title. Either way, it's going to be a crucial game. I haven't got this far yet, so let's just fast forward and find out what it is. Ooh, what a rush. A Colorado rush. It's the team that we beat 6-1 earlier in the season, and this is the crucial game we've come back for. So you see, we're still top. There's 3 games to play, and yes, if you've done a quick bit of maths, you will have figured out that we've already been promoted. It was one of those where we won our game, and then another team playing the following day didn't win theirs, and that confirmed our promotion. So we are going up to the National League Division 1, which is the 6th tier. Excuse me, tripping over my tongue from the excitement. That's the 6th tier on this journey to the top. So yeah, great progress from us. Last season was good for us, I think. We got to the playoff final, but not going up gave us that time to consolidate, to develop. So now it's just a matter of, do we go up as champions or not? So we're playing Colorado Rush. They're mid-table drifters. They can't get into the playoffs. They can't get relegated. So hopefully, they're just going to turn up and go through the motions. But yeah, just to fill you in on the results. Last time I told you we still had to play Austin FC Academy, and the whole time it was there on the screen that we'd already played them. But anyway, Marcelo Santiago hat-trick got us a great win against Austin FC, which really helped open up the gap. And at the end of March as well, and you can see, great run of wins in March. We played Boston and beat them by the same scoreline, 3-1. 2 goals from Santiago and 1 from Nick Hutton as well. We did then have a defeat in there. So, we could have wrapped this title up even earlier, but we lost away to IMG Bradenton Academy, which was very disappointing because they are way down near the bottom of the league. Plus, that was 26 games unbeaten. And if we'd have just got a draw there, we would have gone to 27 games unbeaten, which would have been a new club record. But okay, we go again. And we try and get that 27-game unbeaten streak. Then we've picked up a couple of wins recently. A big win against Texans Houston, with a variety of scorers, which was great to see. Will Kidd, Justin Oliver, Marcelo Santiago, and Matthew Oliver, another regen who's kind of a bit of a rotation player, super sub kind of player, but one who we might be seeing more regularly in the team next season. I see here it says very poor pitch. This has been a recurring theme in the series so far, that once we get past the winter, opposing managers are constantly complaining about the state of the pitch. Doesn't matter. It's the same for both teams, is my standard response. And, we're coping with it, so why not them? You'll see 349 tickets sold out of the capacity of 1,500. We have had, I think, 3 fan days organised this year, and luckily each one has been an exciting game and a big win for us. So that attendance is slowly creeping up, and hopefully next season, up another level in the pyramid, it's going to go up even more. So this is our starting lineup. So you see here we have got 4 youth players, 4 regens in the team. So Brown in goal, Healy at right back, Andrews in central midfield, Santiago up front, and all the others are OC's original Crows from the start of the game. So Barry and Kent maintaining their centre defence partnership, Barr in the left back position, Kidd on that left wing, Oliver on the right wing, Ruiz Plaza and Smith in the midfield. So let's see if these guys can win us the title today. All right, we get a bit of a big match feel with the lineups, with the TV presentation, although I don't think any of these matches are on TV. But anyway, it is a big game. Let's see if we can seal that that title today, and I would not like at this point, so I think we're now 2 months in since the first episode came out, so we're quite a few episodes in. Just like your feedback at this point on the format we've been using. Wait a minute, here comes Kid. There we go, we've got the early goal, 5 minutes on the clock. Will Kid sets us on our way. That was a beautiful move. Beautiful move, it has to be said. I love the way we play that across the box. So look at that, from one wing to the other. Andrews plays in Santiago. Santiago, Ruiz Plaza. Ruiz Plaza to Kid. Kid to the back of the net. Yeah, but remember, we wanted to try something different with this particular series. So 1 episode a week. As you know, I'm conscious of the fact most creators, myself included in the past, would go for minimum 2, maybe 3, 4 episodes per week on a one club save like this. But we've gone for 1 episode a week and kind of just focusing on 1 or 2 key matches a season. So going more in depth like we've done today, with looking at particular players, going through the fixtures, going through some aspects of the club in a bit more detail. So longer episodes, because you know, through FM20 and most of FM21 I've tried to do shorter episodes and shorter content, so this means longer episodes but less frequent episodes. So what do you think of it? Just give me your honest feedback, please, in the comments. Any changes, tweaks you'd like to see to the series and the presentation format going forward. Your feedback's always appreciated. Analytics tells me people seem to like it. The average watch time is high, as luckily Colorado Rush's goal was disallowed, but yeah, average watch time is higher than for my other episodes, percentage viewed wise as well. And we're getting quite a lot of views and likes as well, but you know, always good to get that direct feedback. I feel like we should be like 2 or 3 goals up by now. I'm a bit nervous about only being 1-0 up. They could hit us at any second, any time, and get back into it. Okay, but here we've got a chance to extend that lead, and we've done it. Jack Barry, look at that. Ryan Andrews picked him out, swung that free kick into the far post. Barry soared above everyone else to get the header in. Classic centre-backs goal, that one. There's the second goal I was after. Ooh, could we be getting a third in? Tremblay, he went in from behind on Barr, and Tremblay is off. I think he just got a bit jittery. He's got a bit jittery there. But anyway, that puts us in a very strong position, I think. They're down to 10 men. Apart from the disallowed goal, they haven't had a shot. So, you know, that title. Let's clear some space in the trophy cabinet. All right, straight back out for the second half. No need for any changes at this point. We've just got to focus on keeping the ball. I'm set up to play a kind of short passing game. That's one slightly annoying thing. The only kind of clash of heads I've had with the board so far is they keep asking for direct play. When we renew my contract, when we talk about objectives for the next season, they always say we want direct football. We don't play that way. The way I've got it set up, we build it from the back. We do some nice passing. You saw the intricate passing for the first goal. We get the results, but they still say that's the one kind of red line in those monthly reviews. You're not playing direct football. Right, so I'm going to make a couple of subs. We've got some guys on yellow cards, so let's take them off. We don't want to level it up to 10 versus 10. Ian Smith, not playing well anyway, he's on a 6.3, so we're going to bring on Butuli in his place. And Charlie Adams, who's lost his place to Healy this season, well, he can have it back for the rest of this match. All right, one last substitution. Will Kidd's put in a good shift this season, so we'll take him off. This is our final home game of the season, by the way. Our 2 remaining fixtures are away, so we'll let Will Kidd have a bit of a round of applause from the home faithful. We'll let Nick Hutton have one more bit of action in front of them for this season. And let's see if that changes the scoreline at all in this final 10 minutes. Kidd, of course, hasn't come off yet. He wins us the corner, and probably the substitution will take place now. And we've done it. US National League Division 2 champions, Minneapolis City. We went trophyless last season, but not this time, not this time. We're going to pick up another trophy. Yes, this is fantastic. I hand it over to our captain, Charlie Adam. Here we go, boys. Whoa, yes. Champions once again. Well, tonight on the streets of Minneapolis, they'll be partying like it's 1999. Well, Here's a nice social media comment. Some people think this part of the game's pointless, but I love it. Good luck to anyone having to put together a highlights package from that dross. Well, thank you very much. That's exactly what I'm going to do once I've hit stop record. So there you go. We've won the title. Our previous game against Colorado Rush, the 6-1 win, is labelled as a pivotal match. Get the praise of the supporters. They're happy to see our name added to the trophy. The board are happy to see that as well. And it's the news of the day. It's the talk of the division that we are crowned champions. So obviously still 2 games to play, but we don't need to go through those. We're going to wrap up our season, wrap up our review episode here. Let's have a quick look though at where we're going to be next season. So moving up to National League Division 1. How much of a step up is this going to be? Well, that remains to be seen. Remember last year, Maryland Bobcats won our division. Columbus Academy went up through the playoffs, and those guys have got promotion again. They've absolutely dominated the division. Still 2 games to play, but they've dominated it. They're in a battle for the title. So, maybe that's a sign that we can expect to be up at that kind of business end of the table next season as well. But anyway, I do hope you've enjoyed that deep dive into Season 4. Let me know what you think of our season down in the comments. And don't forget, if you have enjoyed this episode and you are enjoying this series, well, let me know that as well. Hit the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, get the bell on for notifications so you don't miss any of the Minneapolis action. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I'm Dodgy Gamer, and I'll see you next season as we go up 1 more tier on our way to take City to the moon.